Welcome to the Trev Retro channel, and we're doing something a little bit different tonight. We thought, because it's half term and I've got a bit more time on my hands, we'd do a Tuesday night. So, hello to everybody in the chat. Hello, Sword in the Storm. Hello, Gamer. Hello, Destron Solar. Just to name a few, thank you for joining us tonight. It's going to be a bit of a weird one because we're going to have a bit of a delve through some of the crap that's come out of Hollywood so far this year. So I thought it's Tuesday night, we're talking shite, so why not Tuesday night shite? And on the panel with me tonight is Fav. Thank you very much for joining me, mate.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me over.
You fancy a bum?
Thank you for joining us. And how are you this evening? How's the tequila? Is it flowing well?
Oh, the tequila always flows well because I don't buy the cheap crap.
Good. Do you buy that stuff in the glass skull? Hey, O'Brien.
Oh, no, that's vodka.
Oh, right. It's all right. Also joining us for the first time tonight, we're taking his cherry on the channel. Oh, Fav, don't walk too far. You might be walking like John Wayne because we pop your cherry too. Also joining us tonight for the first time, going to the pictures. Hello, Matt.
Hello, gentlemen. How are we?
I'm good. Yourself?
Not too bad, thank you very much.
And how's your Tuesday been going so far? Has it been shit or has it been good?
It's been lazy.
Oh, I can't follow you. The day after a bank holiday, what are you going to do?
Well, I've been lazing around. I'm meant to be working, but you know where you just can't be bothered. You got a couple of crappy projects on, and I was just like, I can't be doing these. And I've actually been sitting in my pajamas since 7 o'clock.
Oh, I can't follow you one bit.
I am in super lazy mode.
Oh, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Also with us tonight, the one, the only. He's very helpful, and he looks like a Starfleet captain, Strange New World style. Hello, Help Desk.
Good evening. Hello, chat. Hello, panel. Nice to be here once again. Yes, once again, it is half term, and I'm sitting here relaxing with two slightly mental children, which meant I haven't actually stopped since they woke me up at 6 o'clock this morning. I just want a cup of tea. And
no sugar. Keep the sugar well hidden. It's not good for kids.
I actually just cleared up when the kids went to bed. I have got 4 half-drunk cups of tea that I've just put by the sink.
I thought you were going to say you've got 4 half-drunk kids fast asleep. They'll not be bothering you.
Don't tempt me.
Do you know?
By the end of the week.
Oh, what's it called? Oh, Piriton. Piriton for kids, right, is really good for knocking them out. Also with us on the stream tonight is Emperor Jay Goodwin. Hail, Jay Goodwin. How are we?
Oh, we're good. I just got done watching The Dirty Dozen because I'm going to be covering it later tonight, and
Ooh,
that's always
a
That's a good one.
Yeah. Nice. I'm going to have to download that and give that a flick too. That and Kelly's Heroes. I've been wanting to watch that for a while too.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I've got that on disc.
Nice. Also with us, who's joined us, the one, the only, Mr. Melvin Deeply Esquire.
Greetings, gentlemen. How are we doing?
I'm good. Rest of the panel,
good.
how are you?
Nice.
Oh, pretty good.
I'm here.
Good.
I think I'm going to need a doctor's note for Goodwin, but the rest of you, I'll take your word.
Oh,
A doctor's note. Are they still 25 quid or can you get them slightly cheaper these days?
No comment. I don't get sick. I've never needed one.
yeah.
Do you
Usually
know-
with my doctor, I just give him a chicken, and then he gives me whatever I need. It's fine.
Nice. It's lucky if you can actually get an appointment these days. You guys in the States are lucky because, you know, you pay for private healthcare and you can get in and see people as and when you need to. But over here, crikey, it's a lottery. 8 a.m. every morning. You have to ring, and try and get an appointment. It's an absolute fucking joke.
Oh, my doctor here is insane. You call them up, and if they answer the phone, they'll tell you that they'll maybe get the doctor to call you back tomorrow. And
Maybe.
Yeah.
50-50 chance it'll happen or it won't.
Normally I say I could be fucking dead by tomorrow, and because I've swore at them, it's click brr. Thanks for that.
And then you'll get an excuse. And
yeah. And have you noticed now, right? They've made the receptionists the gatekeepers, so you can't actually get an appointment. And then you've got to explain it to the woman who you might see behind reception when you go there and tell her you've got like a strange lump on the end of your cock.
Yeah.
And then when you walk in and you go, appointment for Trev Retro, 10 to 12, and she like looks at you going, you dirty cocker.
Yeah, well, and rightly so.
Yeah. Hello to
so the-
Cartoon Man. Just one sec, Mel. Hello to Cartoon Man 154 in the chat. Says, Trev's image looks like a cross between Gogu and Peter Serafinovitz. Hi, I'm Derek Bum, and this is New Toilet Grenade. Oh,
bang,
no.
bang, bang.
What? Oh, it's Kitchen Gun. This kitchen looks disgusting. Not anymore, with 3 shots from Kitchen Gun. Bang, bang, bang. And to think Peter Serafinovitz was the voice of Darth Maul.
Oh, he was, yeah. That's amazing.
Brian says he can attest to the Piriton. It's good stuff. I like a cheeky swag of it before bedtime, and it usually knocks me out.
Nice.
I wish something worked routinely for me. I have insomnia. I've had it before I got in the military. It only got worse afterward.
Oh, no. Are you Tyler Durden?
No. Oh, God, no.
Hello to Lord Toxic in the chat. Cartoon Man meant Goku. Yes, I thought you meant that. And I don't know if I've said hello to gamers so far, but I will say hello to you. Hey, and I've got a bit of an announcement. I don't know if you've heard, Jay.
Oh?
That Fubar Friday has got an official sponsor now.
Oh.
Do you want to know what it is?
Oh, wait, let me
I'm
guess.
terrified to learn this.
Let's have some guesses here. Is
Go
it
on, have a
gonna-
guess.
It's got to be something involving vaginas, right? It's got to be.
Yeah, Vagisil? Vagisil?
No.
Yeah, it's got to be something to do with cock cream after your little
No,
confession just then.
no, you're all wrong. Anybody in the chat want to guess who the new sponsor of Fubar Friday is? Oh, I'm surprised you don't know about this, Jay. I really,
Yeah.
if anybody knew,
Anusol could be it, yeah.
anybody would know, it would be you, mate.
A depilatory cream?
No, shall I tell you all? No, it's
Go ahead.
Sword in the Storm says, is it sponsored by Anusol? Didn't somebody already say that?
Sponsored by Doctor Who.
Oh,
Um,
no.
No, that's all
noodles.
anus. That's
Tampax.
Not pot noodle, no. Oh, wow, Cartoon Man, Tampax, no. Brian says, is it pot knacker? No, it's not. I shall tell you. Fubar Friday, which might not be happening this week yet, depends whether I have to nip up to North Yorkshire and I get back in time, which might be hard work. Destron Solar says Viagra, no. The new sponsor of Fubar Friday is B-Sides.
Oh.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah. So I get to play the B-Sides trailer once an hour.
That's
Perfect.
awesome.
Uh,
'Cause I remember that from sort of like a couple of months ago. We were talking about having a kind of crossover with B-Sides. Because
Yeah.
we'd have, because there were movies that have been remade over and over and over again. So we'd do sort of like the 80s version, and then we'd have an hour talking with B-Sides about, the differences, and then over to B-Sides, and they'd just go on about the original 1920s version. It worked really well for something like The Mummy.
20s? We do.
20,
The B-Sides
about-
does 50s and upwards B-movies. And
I
I'll
mean-
tell you something, it has been absolutely fantastic the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I was thinking about something like, Boris Karloff doing The Mummy, and then we could compare it to the Tom Cruise version, but there was that one in the middle that was even funnier.
Gamer says, just
go
one
ahead.
sec, pal. Gamer says, I was going to guess that, but I said, nah. And what's this? Sword in the Storm, B-Sides, so it's Anusol. Just kidding.
Yeah,
No.
Oh,
No, B-sides will cause you the pain in the ass. You
Yeah.
do need to use Andusol to
Wait.
deal with that.
Russell
B-Sides
says moist
or the
arse
movies?
wipes. I don't think so. Hail to Miss Martin Muses in the chat.
oh, Miss Martin.
Been
while.
loving your streams lately. Really good stuff. And I'm a little bit disappointed as well because I read some bad news. Eclectic Goat. I don't know whether she's having a bad time streaming or whatever, but she's pulling the plug on a couple of her streams by the sounds of things.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
She didn't say a word to me.
Yeah,
Saw on
she put
Twitter.
a community post on
now
her
I gotta look
YouTube.
that up.
Yeah, announced it on Twitter as well.
Yeah, which
did
is
I
sad
miss
news.
I was gonna say how did I miss that, but I spent 2 hours screwing around the airport this morning. That's probably how.
Oh,
That'll
man.
do it. Yeah.
Well, if Goatee, you hear this on the re-rub, just reconsider. Just stick it out. Have faith. Nil desperandum, dear. Nil desperandum, as Willy Wonka used to say.
Well,
Right.
I think that one thing that in all of us involved in streaming or anything, internet related, it's a hobby, first and foremost. And I've consulted with plenty of businesses. The one thing that I always tell people is, that advice that your guidance counselor said about do what you love, that's full of shit.
It is.
Because if you do what you love, you'll learn to not love it.
You fancy
as a job.
I knew a guy who used to be a metal detector as a hobby. This is in Suffolk, Cambridge area. And there used to be a lot of Romans and settlements and things around there. And he used to find all kinds of stuff. And this is a story he told me. What it was a carpenter. That was his job. And metal detecting was his hobby. And he got so good at it that he decided to do it for a living. And he'd done it for 3 years and hated it. And just went back to his old job again and kept it as a hobby because he had spoiled his hobby.
Yeah, I always explain it as all of us enjoy having sex. Now go be a prostitute.
Depends if you can pick your customers or not.
Right, you can't. That's the problem.
My wife would go on a killing spree.
Yeah,
I'm actually in a situation, not with the sex.
What with the porn?
No,
You were a pornoist.
I worked for several years as a computer engineer guy in schools, in education, and I was paid for it, and I just didn't like it because the kids were terrible, the teachers didn't understand anything and everything. So I left that and I went into a customer service role, and now I volunteer in a school doing exactly the same thing as I did before, but I'm really enjoying it.
Sword in the Storm says, I love drinking and shagging. I can't get paid for those things. You never know. You could be the new Deuce Bigelow. You could be a male gigolo.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Be a politician.
Yes. Right. Let's talk about shite. 2025 shite. What has Hollywood and entertainment people across the globe been giving us? That's utter shit. And we'll start with this one.
Oh, God.
Rachel Zegler, the one-woman destruction. She's a fucking wrecking crew. She's ruined an entire movie. And the director of that movie even flew to New York to have a chat with her about her social media posts. And she was still up her own arse about things, thinking she's a big star. And now she's basically become the biggest pariah in Hollywood since Harvey Weinstein. Anybody actually seen this piece of shit?
No. Okay, so here's the thing. I've been done with Disney for a long time, but around the time this came out, I was really freaking done with them. And so when she started, I already was like, they're remaking Snow White. I remember seeing that on an old VHS with my grandparents, the original animated one. And I'm like, what the hell's the point of this? And then the minute she started running her mouth, I was like, oh, no.
But there was a couple of years when everybody was doing that for these films, and they just never had any sense at all. I don't know. I don't know if it was quietly encouraged by the studios or what, because just so many people were doing it. They seem to have calmed down a bit now, though.
Rachel Zegler is responsible. The movie did so badly and people disliked her so much, Disney have actually pulled the plug on other live-action remakes they were doing.
Because she looks such a smug bitch, though, doesn't she? She's so far up her own arse. She's hanging out of her own fucking mouth.
I think the only actress they had who's kind of been close to her level, and I can't be bothered to remember her friggin' name, is that one they had in The Acolyte, who was doing all those videos claiming she was being
Amanda.
Amanda Stenberg.
Stenberg, that's it.
She's here today, gone tomorrow already.
Yeah, she was doing that stupid dance talking about whatever discourse. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, the thing is, though, right? I am what you might describe as something of an idiot, and I can forgive a lot of that shit as long as they're good looking. But Rachel Zegler doesn't even have that. She's kind of freaky looking. And I'm not trying to pick on her, right? She just is. It's just like I'm not saying this to be rotten. However, it is factual. She's kind of funny looking.
Yeah, have you noticed leading ladies in Hollywood seem to be heading towards the androgynous looking route. She looks, if you look at her, she's not, apart from the hair, she's not that feminine.
No.
Well, there was a joke going around for the longest time that they got the roles backward between her and Gal Gadot.
Oh, gold. Gamer says, bingo, the leader of the clubhouse is Snow Shite. I like that.
Yeah. It is. I mean, for one thing, the kind of your inner personality will affect your looks, and boy, does it affect hers.
Yeah.
I mean, she's become the face that sunk 1,000 ships.
Thing is, though, she's not only ugly on the inside, she's even ugly on the outside.
Yeah, it comes out.
She just looks... I don't know. Is it a case of somebody's been whispering in her ear, "Oh, Rachel, you're the next big thing in Hollywood. You've got to start acting like it." And she's become this mega fuck train of just feminine toxicity, if that's even a thing.
People seem to hit adulthood a lot later these days. You don't see many mature, like 20-year-olds or 25-year-olds or anything. They all seem to be acting like they're 12. And I think, I'm not trying to defend her. I'm just trying to kind of explain it, right? But she's been badly advised and surrounded by the wrong people, and her ego's got away.
I think
she's not had anybody reel her in. She's
can you imagine?
Never been told no.
Jesus, she looks like she's been reeled in. She looks like something out the fucking deep.
Yeah, but I mean, can you imagine being 14 or 15 and suddenly like, oh, you're the most brilliant thing ever. We're gonna put you in a movie, and you sing so great and all that, right? All of that attention. I would be a mess if I hadn't actually gone through the. No, you're gonna get punched in the face if you act stupidly.
If I might address the chat for just a second, I have to agree with Sword in the Storm against Destron Solar. No, the alien.
Can you just wait? Can you just wait till I work my way through the chat? Because that's my job. Speaking of which, Cartoon Man 154 says she looks like E.T. Destron Solar says she looks like she belongs in V. To which you were going to point out, Farth. Sword in the Storm says to Destron, the alien women in V were much hotter. Jane Badler.
Yes.
Oh, wow. She was hot as fuck back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
She was.
Oh,
What's her name again in the show?
Diana.
Yeah.
She was a hottie.
Rachel Zegler actually looks like a South Park Canadian.
She does.
Her mouth opens so wide. Oh my God.
Philip, we're gay. Are we?
I think she looks like Louis Guzman.
I think she looks like she wants craft dinner.
Have you seen the seat? There are screen caps of where she's being put to the sword by the huntsman, and her jaw is so completely off center to her face. She seriously looks like she has a medical condition.
She's an odd dog.
Well, her jaw is too far forward. She's got this underbite, and she looks like Sammy Davis Jr.
Ooh.
Gamer says Jane Badler 10 out of 10. What do you reckon, lads?
Oh yeah,
I can roll with
solid
it.
9.
Yeah.
Solid 9.
Yeah,
I'll agree.
Definitely back in the day. Hey, buddy, that's mean.
Well, I was waiting for somebody to say Jane Badler looks like a 12-year-old boy. Come on, say it, people. Come on.
No.
You know you want to.
It's not Daisy Ridley. You can't go. Fancy
bum. Oh.
Oh, chat, what do you think? We need more of your suggestions. Who's hot? Who should have played this role? I don't think Gal Gadot's all that in a bag of crisps either.
No,
I think she's.
She's well nice.
In the first Wonder Woman, she was a 10.
Gal Gadot,
the first Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot can't act. I think people are starting to realize that.
That is actually true.
I bet she fucks like a fucking JCB going through concrete.
Probably does.
She looks.
I'm willing to find out.
She looks like the kind of chick that wouldn't let you out until she'd finished.
I mean, she was Israeli military, so
yeah.
Was.
God, she'd probably Mossad or something.
I know a story about one of them that won't let you go until they're done.
I
didn't put up much of a struggle. Okay, you win.
All right, if you insist.
What's your take in the chat? What's the worst of 2025 so far? Also, just a quickie. Thank you to the advice of Atom Gray, who's pointed me in the right direction. You can now help support the channel by visiting this website, https://ko-fi.com/Trev Retro. We're rattling the tins because the kitty died several weeks ago. There's nothing worse than dead pussy.
Well, I mean, there are some days where you got to settle.
Sword in the Storm says, remember hot women in movies? Yeah.
Vaguely.
Someone say Daisy Ridley and moistness from common people. What, you get moist over Daisy Ridley? I think
looks like a
Daisy
boy.
Ridley would have done a lot fucking better in this role.
Maybe.
Common people's got a Daisy Ridley fetish.
He
Has
does.
he?
I mean, common people does have a lot of fetishes. That we
Gamer's got
ignore.
something in common with Swappers. He says Sydney Sweeney is Snow White.
And Haley
And,
Atwell as the dragon.
Sword says Sydney Sweeney as Bob Fock. I'm not quite sure what that means. Anybody want to allude on that?
I'm not sure on that one.
No. Do you want to give me a bit more info on that, Sword?
I mean, Sydney
I'm
Sweeney
not
is
quite sure.
Sydney Sweeney as Snow White might work. I mean, just imagine her singing "Someday the Audience Will Come."
On her. She'd be lucky. I'd tell you something.
Yes,
Can you imagine
that
that?
was
By some twist of fate in the next 3 years, she ends up doing porn.
Who, Sydney Sweeney?
No! Rachel Zegler.
Oh,
I
no.
still
God.
wouldn't. Who'd pay for that?
I don't know. She looks like a cheap hooker in Mexico.
Yeah.
What happens in
Whoa.
Tijuana stays in Tijuana.
I don't even know if she'd rate Tijuana. Maybe the back end of Guadalajara.
She
I
looks
don't
like the
know,
woman from the Donkey Show in Tijuana, if anybody's seen
So you
that.
call the hatred for Mexicans. I wouldn't have been so cruel to Mexico by making that comparison.
That's
Hail to Blue Bottle 23 over on Twitch,
Yep.
which rhymes with bitch. And speaking of which, one on the screen right now.
She looks like the girl from Colors. Remember that movie, Trev?
Yeah. Sword in the Storm says body of Baywatch, face of crime watch. Oh, that's shit hot. Rustler says Salma Hayek, the SW we could all get
Oh,
behind.
hell yeah.
Nice choice.
Oh, boy.
Very good.
Oh, do you know, I've got that scene in From Dusk Till Dawn
Yeah, oh, everybody does.
Yeah, oh,
immediately.
where
yeah.
she's on the table in front of George
Doing the
Clooney.
snake dance. Yeah.
Although I will say she looked really nice in what was it, Desperado, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They
Salma
nicked,
Hayek tends to look nice no matter what the hell's going on.
She
Yeah.
looked,
Even in that film where she had the moustache.
yeah. She looked good in Dogma as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just don't know what to make of her. What? It's almost like I'm hoping I'm going to press the right button here, but she gets an Arnie.
What the hell are you?
What is she? Apparently, she's part Colombian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she. I don't know. She looks a bit.
And
she
isn't the other half like a Swiss? Her father's like Swiss or something like that.
I don't know, but you
Really?
can imagine
I thought
her
it was-
saying.
Yeah.
You can imagine her saying, "Am I near the border?"
I think she must have some German in her because I'm getting serious Rumpelstiltskin vibes.
Ooh, that's a solid no from me, Melv.
Badum tish.
Hey, Menem's joined us. Hey, old Menem in the chat. He says, hairy. I bet you she's got a right hairy snatch.
Anyway,
Well, given the hair on her back, yeah.
say what's next?
Yeah.
Oh,
I am
man.
fed up of talking
I-
about
I-
Rachel
yeah.
Zegler.
Are you sure that you're not sponsored by something relating to vaginas? Because you're trying to hard sell too much here.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe a depilatory cream of some
I don't
kind.
know.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know. Apparently, Gamer says she's Swedish.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, so
did her
like
dad's
her
DNA
father
even
is-
put up a fight?
Yeah,
Hold
her
up a
father
sec.
is like a rich European.
That reminds me. You know one Carlo Esposito? He's
Yeah.
actually Danish.
Giancarlo. is-
That's it. That's him.
I-
Oh, Gus Fring.
Polish. Okay. Wait, I'm confused. How do you mix Polish and Colombian and get this?
Drug deals gone wrong?
Yeah.
Probably.
Cocaine. It's the cocaine.
Did you ever see Twins?
Oh, yeah.
Mm, oh.
She's
Yeah.
the Danny DeVito. It's all
Take
the
out
bad
the
genetics.
paper and the trash.
Are you
Danny,
the one that gets those
Don't talk
spending?
back. Can you imagine finding out Danny DeVito or somebody looking like him turned out to be your twin?
Twins
Oh,
can
like
be
this
rewatched.
controversial from Rustler. Part Colombian, all Hollywood hooker. Hey!
Hey.
She'll be on
Given-
Hollywood
Yeah.
Boulevard giving Hugh Grant a blowjob somewhere
Given
in the
everything
near
we know
future.
about Hollywood, it probably isn't far from the truth, and that's the scary bit.
That's the
Yeah.
only way she got on
Yeah.
celluloid, by laying down on a couch and taking some dick hard.
Remember
I just-
Kelly Preston in Twins? That was hot. That
Oh,
was
I mean, she's bony enough. I'd be afraid you'd cut yourself trying to get in.
Yeah, you'd cut yourself on those fucking hips. Be like riding a razor blade like that Yellow Pages advert. Anyway, moving on to our second.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no!
I can't.
Oh.
Okay, I'll mute until this one's over. I can't do it.
Paul Dickinson
Melvin's
says,
afraid he'll say he's hot.
just one more mention of Zegler. Paul says in the chat, "Hey, Paul, Zegler is the definition of a difficult wank."
Yeah.
How true.
Impossible, more like.
Yeah. Hail to Andrew Broadbent. Hi, Trev. Great lineup on the catch up. Hey, thank you for joining us, mate. Sword in the Storm. Oh, I feel bad mocking her looks. Let's stick to mocking her terrible personality. Fucking hell. Anyway, moving on to our next subject of 2025 on Tuesday Night Shite, on whatever platform you might be unfortunately watching us on. Doctor Who with Scooty Gatwa.
Oh, another terrible personality.
How dare you assume this is Doctor Who?
Thank
what he's
you.
been in is
True.
certainly not Doctor Who.
Hail Z.
You are starting with two really big ones here. I've got to be honest.
Well, if you're going to go all in, you've got to go all
Got
in.
to start
Very
well.
true.
Like Russell T. Davis did in Scooty's arse.
What I hate is, apparently. What I hate is my wife and I came back into Doctor Who with Chris Eccleston,
Yep.
and we loved it. And then, I can't even remember her name. The one right before this one.
Whittaker.
Jodie Whittaker.
Oh, God, yeah.
Whittaker. Then we got that, and my wife and I kind of checked back out again quietly. And then this freaking disaster happened, and we're both sitting there like, we did not think it could get worse than Whittaker. And then we got proved wrong.
You lack imagination, sir.
Apparently.
Hey, did you know Doctor Who's Scooty Gatwa's Doctor Who had a catchphrase? I didn't know that.
Did he?
Yeah, do you want to hear it?
Go on then.
Eat some.
Oh, wrong one.
Do you fancy a bum? 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 Do
Every planet he's been to.
you fancy a bum?
No,
Do you fancy a bum?
no. Do you know something? You're right there, Fav. Eccleston really brought it back well. I would have liked to have seen Paul McGann in that role.
Yeah, Paul McGann. I mean, he only did the one pretty terrible movie.
Oh, no, and he did that.
He did a couple of sort of like short episodes
Yeah.
for the BBC to sort of like link everything together, and he did a lot with sort of like big Finish production audio plays. But the whole point of the movie was to try and launch it in America, and it didn't work, so it never went anywhere. And then it just came back with Eccleston, and Eccleston only did it for one season. He originally said it was because he didn't want to get typecast, because people who play Doctor Who are just known as playing Doctor Who.
Do you know what? It would have been great.
It was because he hated the entire production crew.
What would have been
never, ever
great
go back
is
unless
if
it was
Eccleston as Doctor Who went to some planet. First thing he comes out with when he bumps into somebody, can I buy an E? You know that Manchester voice. Z3PO says shitty Gatwick. I'll get back to you in a sec, Farth. Let's see. What's this? Phenomenon part? Oh, yeah, of course he is. Destron says, stick to the classic series. For me, if I could only pick a few Doctor Who's, Baker is number one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one?
Pertwee Pertwee and Capaldi are joint second.
Okay.
They're the only three I'd pick out the lot of them, to be fair.
Tom Baker actually lives down the road from where I live.
Hey,
Really?
if you cut
he's
Tom
off
Baker
his
in
view.
half, when he sadly passes away at his autopsy, when they cut into him, it'll say fucking Doctor Who right through him. Because he is Doctor Who.
Like a stick of rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives not far from me. Well, not so much now because he's obviously about 98 or something, isn't he? But
Yeah.
he was often seen walking around the local town.
Hey, that'd be so cool. His son apparently had a pub in Nottingham.
Okay.
And he sounds just like Tom Baker. Doesn't particularly look like Tom Baker, but when he goes, I'm gay, but only on a Wednesday. Gamer says Jodie Whittaker feels like a gem now. Oh, God, compared to him, yeah.
Jodie Whittaker, the first female Doctor Who, because that's
Yeah.
all she's going to be known as from now on.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Gamer says Paul McGann was in Day of the Doctor too. Yes, he was.
It was, yeah.
Sword in the Storm says, is it why are you gay? Gay? I'm not even fucking happy. Z3PO says McGann should have been the War Doctor. Do you know, John Hurt should have had like a 3-part series as the War Doctor, just to give us some backstory into the Time War, because they've danced around it, but they've never really gone into any depth with it in the storylines.
No, not really.
And I think John Hurt was fucking amazing as the War Doctor.
He was fantastic as the Doctor.
Yeah. What's this one? Paul Dickinson. It was gutless arse like the TARDIS, according to RTD. Bigger on the inside. Sword in the Storm says. Matt Smith is my favourite out of the new. This is controversial. Gamer says Baker, Pertwee, Davison in classic era.
I cannot stand Peter Davison.
No, he was a bit fucking weak, wasn't he? He was like the namby-pamby Doctor Who. The only saving grace in his tenure as Doctor Who was Anthony, who played the Master? Anthony Ainley.
I prefer Julian Bleach as Davros.
Yeah, I really like Tom Baker. We actually have a Blu-ray set of the Baker Doctor Who, along with some of our other stuff that we have. I want to say, honestly, I wish Eccleston hadn't had so much trouble with the production crew, him and Billy Piper, to the point where they just didn't want to do it anymore. Because there's a lot of stories that came out after the fact from him about way he and Piper were treated by not just some of the staff, but also, the director and the writer.
Matt Smith was the best new Doctor Who, according to Z3PO. You'll have to watch out, guys, because when I see something in the chat, I don't want to let it go slag. Rustler says, can we go back to snow not very white? No, fuck right off.
just a little shout out. Rustler's actually the other part of going to the pictures.
Oh, brilliant. Well,
so he's tuned in. He's got to be up at 5 a.m, so he's tuned in for a late one.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Rustler. And I like his style. He's as witty as fuck, and he'd fit in quite well with us lot, to be fair.
All right.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Killed it. Peter Davison is one of the best defenders of what Doctor Who is and not what it is not, says the oldest gamer. Cartoon Man says, you wouldn't think Tom Baker's from Liverpool. No, you wouldn't.
No.
And Destron says, Anthony Ainley is my favourite master. He is the fucking best master. It's a shame about Roger Delgado because he crashed his motorbike and unfortunately died. Yeah. I had 2 TARDISes arrive today, 7th and 13th Doctors. Not bad.
Yesterday I was showing off. I've got a TARDIS teapot and a TARDIS mug.
Ooh,
yeah. And they're the proper sort of like really tall ones. They each hold sort of like a pint and a half.
Oh. Hey, old Jill.
Really nice.
Anti-derivative Jill's joined us. Thank you for joining us, Jill.
Oh, you're welcome. Hello.
Thank you for joining us. And just to answer a question, that thing was terminated due to silliness. So you weren't booted out. I just thought I'd clear that up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's good to know. And
sorry, I just caught the button with my book there. I do apologise.
Sorry, can I just
you, Jill? You're all right. No,
my God.
I'm all right. I was just curious. I was wondering what happened here. But sorry. Also, sorry for what happened to your Doctor Who. That's unfortunate. Same thing happened to my Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about it.
That'd make a great T-shirt. Not my Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I fucking Kurtzman. If I ever have the unfortunate pleasure of meeting that guy, I'm going to fucking give him a Glasgow kiss.
Yes.
I have a frustrating short story about that because I met the one who's actually responsible for hiring Kurtzman.
Really?
It's not J.J. Abrams?
Roddenberry Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, he is a price piece of crap.
Well, he's just taking the money, isn't he?
Yeah. He actually actively hated his father's legacy. He wanted to make it modern and hip and money-making. That was his entire stated goal.
Yeah. When his mother passed away and he got control of the keys to the kingdom, he was just the ka-ching, ka-ching. You could see the dollar signs in his eyes. And the right people approached him at the wrong time. And they just offered him an insane amount of cash just to fuck Star Trek up the arse dry and hard.
And he wanted it desperately. He was looking for somebody to just run with it. That's all he cared about.
Sword in the Storm says, Modern Who pissed me off so much I gave away my remote control Dalek. Oh, that is a sad story. Oh, dear.
Well, he's been fired now anyway.
Yeah. Sword also says, when you live long enough to see every franchise you love turn to shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't think there's many left now.
Pretty
that
much.
haven't been touched.
What's this?
Actually.
Destron says, I've been watching the new series and I can't see why they're planning on shelving Doctor Who for a long I can see, sorry, for Who for a long time. Needs a rest now. Well, Scooty needs putting into a big hole with Russell T Davies and some concrete and they can bum each other to death.
Yeah.
What's going off here? What's this at Wells Otter Smilex? What? Hang on a minute.
Huh?
Something going off here.
Sword's trying to figure out if Atwell's Otters is Smilex.
I don't know.
Do you know?
Probably swappers.
I put a name and shame thing on for Babs and Smilex on Twitter. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. Saying, "Dear Jim, could you fix it for me? Even though you're rotting in hell for Babs and Smilex to give me a follow back." Babs followed me, but Smilex didn't, so I'm a little bit sad because he's my favourite Otter's Pocket because he's always moist. Where is Sweaty 97? I don't know. You tell me. Who the fuck's Sweaty 97? Anybody? Because I'm fucking clueless there, Eminem. Gavin Blackburn, always good for a laugh. Red Letter Media were right when they said, how does it feel to live long enough to see all your favourite franchises go up in flames? Hollywood's fucking torched everything. You've got DEI hires like Scooty, and you've got Russell T Davies just making it How are you? No, wrong one.
You fancy a bum? Do you fancy a bum? You fancy a bum?
And it's all about the bumming, which is sad, really.
It's sad a little bit everywhere where this stuff is going on because my brother and I have been gaming most of our lives in our free time, and it's the same thing there. Everything from Resident Evil to Gears of War and Halo has been completely screwed up by the same kind of people.
This fucking lefty mind virus, is it? The lefty mind viruses, I think they call it. It seems to have been so pervasive in all sorts of aspects of the entertainment industry. Music, TV, film, literature, video games. And it's just like Scooty and RTD pushing shit. Everybody's pushing agendas.
Yeah,
and that's unfortunate because wasn't he a good author before? And he's just rejecting
before his partner died, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty clear who it was that was reining him in. But I think the bigger thing that we have with so many of these properties is that the original creators are no longer in control. They're essentially like inherited. Disney. I'm going to buy Lucasfilm. We have no idea how this was made. We don't have any of the vision, but we own the property, and much like with with Roddenberry's son. Inherited things tend to go poorly.
So look what's happened to Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Yeah, Christopher Tolkien protected Lord of the Rings, his dad's legacy, but then when he left,
it made it to another generation.
Sword in the Storm says Scooty was right about going out and touching grass. It's miles better than watching the show. Yes, it's utter shit. Meneminem says Scotty 97. It changed it. I don't know where Scott is. Any idea?
Yeah, no, I know. He's off to go see Mission Impossible.
Oh, he's gone to the pictures. Like, there's a bit of a tenuous link for you there, Matt.
Thank you, mate. You said the thing.
Do you know something? I love it. I still call cinema going to the pictures, and I love the title. Brilliant. Feltz 5 in the chat. Trev Retro quote, it's all about the bumming. Now put a little beat to it.
You fancy a bum? Do 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 you fancy a bum?
You fancy a bum? Ashen Prism says, Doctor Who? I think they ought to change it to Doctor Pooh. Because it's all a bit, it's all more about bumming now than anything else.
Does he go flying around in the TARDIS?
Don't, because that's the gay Daleks. Paul Dickinson says every classic franchise has been destroyed. Yeah, can't wait to see what they do to Dirty Harry. If they fucking touch Dirty Harry, I will personally get the widest rake possible and fuck them sideways with it.
Before Dirty Harry, we still got Naked Gun remake.
Oh God, with Liam Neeson.
I really, really, really want that to be good. It has the potential to be a turnaround and be good, and I really want it to. Because
there was one thing I saw which I thought I would never see even before a Dirty Harry remake, and that's when they tried to remake Death Wish, and that was terrible too.
Oh God! I mean, Death Wish were kind of bad. They were B movies, to be fair, but they were good B movies. Hail to Ash and Prism in the chat, who says Docky who, and what's this? Roger Mike Olin says,
Do you fancy a bum? Do you fancy a bum? Do you fancy a bum?
No. Destrom
what's
in
his
the
name
chat
again?
says, not many good films to go to see at the cinema right now.
Do you fancy a bum?
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
go and see
true.
that. What's this? Gavin Blackburn, if Scotty turned up, I was going to buy him a She-Hulk. Never mind.
Huh.
never know.
Oh no, he's gonna be so disappointed to hear that.
Potato Revan says, hello, Tater. Doctor, why bother? They got all the fans back. It's still a failure. It is.
Yeah.
This is quite controversial. Feltzfire says Dr. Shitstabber. Well, it's sounding a bit homophobic, but you can't not sound homophobic talking about the problems with the show.
Yeah, they made it all about being gay.
Yeah.
And so, well, I mean, if I'm going to criticize, then I guess that's part of it.
Yeah.
Gamer says change the TARDIS into an outhouse.
Oh,
The
that's a good
TARDIS can
idea.
take any form. Why don't
Didn't
they
they
turn it
already do
into a
that?
sauna? One of those gay saunas.
Yeah,
Oh.
a bathhouse.
Yeah, that's it. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
know, but thank you for filling in the blank. Are you gay?
I mean,
You
I
fancy
might be
bum?
for a modest fee.
Oh, Jesus. No, you're all right.
Only on the weekend.
Sword says, how short would this stream be if we were talking about what good stuff was released this year?
Oh.
What?
Oh.
What? Hey,
What the
oh, I'm pressing the wrong fucking buttons when my butt keeps tipping onto my soundboard. Oh, dear. Z3PO says, sorry, if you've never seen The Gay Daleks, go search it up on YouTube. The Gay Daleks. It was a bit in a TV show from the late 90s.
Yeah.
Oh,
called
potato,
TV
bite your
Offal.
tongue, man.
What the hell? Common People says, I hope they don't remake Godzilla 98. It's already perfect.
I told you he has fetishes. You have to be
dear.
concerned about.
Oh,
Colin.
no.
Yeah. Oh, this is
That's a lot of
interesting.
fish.
Rustler says Blazing Saddles remake will last approximately 12 minutes. 12 seconds? They'll not
seconds.
even make it.
Yeah.
They'll just ride off into the sunset at the beginning.
Is
that's
there a
it.
rumor that they might be remaking Dirty Harry? Or is
Not
it
that
just
I've ever heard.
because
God, I really
Tater
hope they
says
don't.
Dirty Harry will be about anti-gunman who shoots white men. Actor will be black, trans, non-binary, transgender, and partly disabled, and autistic, and also self-diagnosed. Quite possibly, that was a fucking mouthful. Try some fucking commas, Tater, please, for fuck's sake.
Hey, he left a gap before his next comment.
Oh, I'm out of breath now. Oh. Another controversial comment here from Cartoon Man 154. Or a public toilet so Gatwick can cottage where he wants.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Ew.
Oh my God, Feltz, you're on a roll, mate. Dr. Augustus Gloop goes up the chocolate chute. Oh dear. That's good. I like that. Sure, is that what you told that August kid? Oh, anyway, moving swiftly on. Scooty Booty, look at this smug motherfucker right here. That is the epitome of a smug prick.
That
Just
really
look
is.
at him. It's like, Chin Balls was an annoying and obnoxious prick. But this guy is the fucking king of prickiness. He
This
likes
is-
prick.
Yeah,
apparently.
this is like 50, 60-year-old man who's trying to be hello fellow kids. And be relevant for a much younger generation. It was like, I'm sorry, honey, that passed for you.
Yeah,
Do you fancy a bum?
which is probably what he'll say.
Yeah.
Just look at him, smug. I'm not being funny or anything. If I were to look at him and knew nothing about him, I would want to twat him based on how he looks right there. Because
He does
doesn't
have a
he look
punchable
like the
face.
guy in the bar you just want to knock the fuck out?
Yeah.
Even if I
punchable
didn't know who
face.
he was, he still looks like an asshole.
He looks like
Yeah.
Tulu Brent Spiner.
Oh, no. Do you know who he looks like? He looks like when you order Mr. Tumble from Wish.
Okay, that's fair.
Now, for our American viewers, this guy here, Justin Fletcher, plays a character called Mr. Tumble. He's like the biggest thing on Kids TV. Is he still doing it on CBBS?
I think he's a lot less relevant now, but he's still around somewhere, I think.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, common people. Fuck you too. Trev face reveal.
Oh,
Going back onto the picture of Russell T Davis, punchable face. Yeah, you'd want to knock him the fuck out because he just looks a smug prick. The destroyer of Docky Who.
Yeah.
He might have been the final boss. I mean, they were destroying it prior to that with the Whitaker run, and
yeah.
I'm sure I read that it's canned. I'm sure Disney aren't investing in another season.
Well, we knew
Well-
we knew after season 1 that Ncuti said he was going off to explore alternative jobs in Hollywood. So
Yeah, he's
he
been
was
fucking
never
sacked.
going. Yeah, he was never
He's
going
been
to do
sacked.
season 2.
That's what it is.
You know what he's going to be exploring in Hollywood, don't you? Boom-tish.
The casting couch.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Do you know, it's funny when who said that Disney pulled out? Who did they pull out of, Doctor Who or Russell T Davis?
Both of them.
I think after the first season they looked.
I can just imagine Mickey Mouse. Oh, don't worry, Russell. I'll wipe my cock on your curtains.
a bit of the Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Paint him a shit tash.
Yes.
RTD flushed his legacy along with David Tennant.
Yeah.
David Tennant, he's gone on the woke bus, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's
I
done
mean, since his
himself.
child came out as
Whatever the fuck it is this
I
week.
can't remember if it's he, she, it, them, they, or one of the others in between. But
Yeah, but have you noticed in Hollywood, everybody's clambering now to get the kid to turn to be something else?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the,
the trans kids are the new. Sorry,
I'd
say trans kids are the new chihuahua in a handbag, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to mince words. It's a very difficult subject to dance around. Can we say Decepticon or Autobot, please?
Okay.
Because the Pink Hair Brigade at YouTube are going to frown very fucking heavily on this stream.
Yeah.
It'll go down into history as the pilot that crashed. Gavin Blackburn says, Russell T Davis and Kurtzman wanted to do a Star Trek Doctor Who crossover. Imagine that shit. It'd be all shit.
awful.
It'd be in shit-o-vision, wouldn't it?
Would it be a
Well,
musical?
and
We saw the musical, yeah.
the truth is that at the end of Star Trek Enterprise, they were gonna do an actual crossover between Star Trek Enterprise and Doctor Who.
There was
And that
a-
probably wouldn't have been very good either, but it would be whatever better than whatever.
Better
Gavin.
than that last episode of Enterprise. Yeah.
Do you know that the last crossover I came across for Star Trek was Star Trek versus Aliens, and it was fucking amazing.
Oh,
It's floating around there somewhere, like Russell T Davis's turd in the toilet. Sword in the Storm says he could have had a great legacy, but he had to go and smell his own farts or scoot his arse.
The problem was he got paid
Timo
by
Tumble.
Disney at the start. So they gave him all the money to make the episodes. After that point, he doesn't care. You know,
I reckon he
gets
spent
paid
all
5
the
minutes
money
and
on
that's
Rent
all.
Boys, to be fair.
Yeah, basically he's got enough money to not need to work again. Disney are down another 10 million, and you know he can just go off and do whatever he wants now.
Feltz 5 in the chat. That face says, "Welcome to the BBC Bukkake."
Do you fancy a bum?
Oh, I'm going to wear this button. I've got 2 buttons, look.
Do you fancy a bum? Do you fancy a bum? Do you fancy a bum? Do you fancy a bum?
I'm going to wear them out. It's not getting boring at all, is it? Anyway, let me move past this picture of Mr. Tumble because I'm going to move on to our next subject, The Last of Us.
Oh,
Starring Hollywood's flavour of the month woke wanker, Pedro Pascal, who can do no wrong as long as he keeps pushing the narrative and sucking somebody's dick.
Do you want to know the worst bit? In
Pardon?
The Last of Us,
Yeah.
Pedro's pretty much the only good thing about it, and it takes a lot for me to say that because he's a fucking twat. But
Do you know, I just started
Yeah.
watching this show today. I'm about 40 minutes in. Everybody's just started turning into zombies. This, I mean, based on a video game, it's just it's a rehash of Resident Evil. The game.
The game,
Do you fancy a bum?
Sorry.
played the game. First one, not bad. Second, not so good. So it's annoying because you can see they again, it was one of those ones. The second one just went for a narrative that kind of ruined it. And if the TV show is following the games, what was it? I heard they want to do 4 seasons of this.
Yeah. Well,
there is not enough story to do 4 seasons.
There is
They
not
push a
at all.
third about. But even that.
Yeah, I mean, if they do if they do season 2 as Ellie's perspective and season 3 is He-Man or whatever the hell the thing was,
right?
Be a shit. But the problem, well, I'm enjoying the hell out of this season, just lighting itself on fire and burning down because Neil Druckmann, the idiot that gave us The Last of Us 2, was so self-important about I'm an artiste and this is really meaningful, and he was always able to lie because it was like, look at this, the sales numbers for the second game. I mean, even though they were half of the first game.
Let me try and rearrange these screens. Just
but now that he's actually put it out as TV series, he's getting roasted, and he's getting roasted not because he changed something. He kept it, and it is getting shit on. Right? It is. This is the most public feedback he's ever had about how bad he is at writing, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
I'll actually agree with it for that sake. It's probably freaking hilarious.
I've not watched it. I saw the screen grab of
I boycotted it.
Yeah,
because Pascal is in it. I was like, oh hell no.
Oh,
I haven't watched it, but I could just see that. I could just tell from the numbers here. They've gone from 8 million viewers to 3 million. So that's a bit of a drop.
Exactly why.
Don't let me introduce you, Tater. Just fucking barge on in, mate.
Fancy bum?
Hello, Tater.
Hello.
Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
I think I'll be having words with Gamer. Not Gamer. I think I'll be having words with somebody after the show. But never mind. Last of Us, Pedro Pascal is just... I don't know.
Terrible.
Jill, have you been watching The Last of Us at all?
Haven't seen it at all, and based
You're
on
lucky.
what I hear about it, I'm probably not going to check it out. I might play the game, though.
Yeah, the game's all right in places.
I think the games are excellent. I liked both of them.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what I
liked the
think?
first game. That was
Melv,
about it.
you were saying, Melv?
See, when they put somebody in a show like Bella Ramsey, who
Oh,
is
God.
very, very clearly the wrong person for that part, right?
Yeah.
It's just getting a horrible attention, and it's almost like it's vindictive when they put them in that spot where they're getting attacked on social media all the time, when she's really just an actress trying to do her job. She's not been telling us we're all evil or anything like that. She's not one of the bad ones, but she gets all kinds of abuse, even from me, right? Let's be honest here. I'll hold my hands up. And they do that kind of thing a lot, and it just seems kind of vindictive. The shit this new guy that's playing Snape, the shit he's going to get.
Oh, God.
For taking an acting
boy.
job. Yep. He's
Well, I
definitely the wrong guy
think
for the part. But
we ought to have a remake of Roots starring Tom Hardy.
I'm good with that.
Need somebody ginger for that.
Yeah. Hello to Gap After Dark with an @ symbol. Hello.
That's
Saw
the
a
symbol
post
from
from
Stargate.
Antiderivative Jill. You what, great? I keep wanting to call you
Okay.
Gamer. Help desk.
That's the origin point from Stargate.
In ancient, that means at. That's how you pronounce it. At.
Very cool.
There we go.
Oh.
But
I was home.
Yeah.
to The Last of Us, they've adapted. Now the fan base did genuinely hate what happened in The Last of Us season 2. Sorry, The Last of Us 2, right?
Mm.
And they had every opportunity to either add in a load of filler, right, like content-wise,
Do you fancy
but
bum?
actually made it good, or else just completely not kill off Joel. But they took the route, and then they had Brickface turn around and say that she was going to go and become a dad.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that
That's
was
down
when
to
I
the shit
said I'm not
writing.
watching this. I see a picture of her finger blasting some girl, and then in the next thing I saw was she was saying, yeah, and then they'd done a pregnancy test. She went, "I'm going to be a dad," and I was just like, "No, I'm not even going to bother watching the first
Yeah,
Oh.
but
episode."
that
of
brings
this.
up another
Shame,
question.
shame on Bella Ramsey. She made Thora Heard cry. Rotten bastard. Fucking hell. Manem says, don't forget to like, share, and report the channel. Like it. I like it. Ashen Prism says, haven't seen a second and happier for it. I don't blame you. What did Felt say? I got up to them stumbling across 2 old gits in a log cabin and thought, this is shite. Eat them already. Sword into Storm says, to quote Mega Geek, it's shit.
Well, that's
There
not
we
good
go.
when you're on the zombie side. You're on the side.
Yeah,
of
but it's
the-
just
It's not good
as
thing.
somebody who says anti-derivative, I find The Last of Us derivative of the zombie genre because we've had a glut over the last 15 years. In fact, since we got the crappy Resident Evil movies, it's been slowly ramping up since then. Paul Dickinson says, okie dokie. Mel's going to have to nip off. Thank you for joining us, Mel. Really enjoyed you on the show.
No bother, folks. I will. I'll keep it on. I might come back if I'm back early enough.
Okie dokie. Well, if you end up on a bus to Yoka, don't forget what to say.
One-way ticket to Yoka, please. I don't know.
I'm no fair here. There we go.
All right,
Paul Dickinson, cheers, Mel. Thank you.
later.
If everybody wants to say bye-bye to Mel for now,
Cheerio.
take care, buddy. Hope it resolves itself.
Yeah.
Paul Dickinson says RTD probably wants Pascal as the next Doctor. He thinks he's better to give than receive. Do you know who I thought would have made a fucking amazing Doctor Who? You know the guy who, oh God, what's his name? Something Caballera or something. Jill, the guy who was the captain of the La Serena. What's his name in real life? I forgot.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He was kind of cute from the filth.
Oh, what's his fucking name? I can't remember. Anybody in the chat? Somebody's looking it up.
He's talking about somebody from Picard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the guy.
Go on.
No, I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about. But I have an alternate suggestion, which I think would be a brilliant Doctor. You know the computer nerd from the IT crowd?
Richard A. Yodi, yeah, that's
the bloke who talks in all monotone like that. Now I'd have to fucking knock him out.
No, the actor doesn't. The character does. I've seen him in a few different things. He done a thing there like last year talking about the history of the Isles, and he was actually like really fascinating in it, like going around when he was actually showing his passion for history, and like watching him come alive. You're like, okay, I can kind of see him being the Doctor.
Just going back onto what I was trying to say, thank you very much, Help Desk. You are helpful as always. Santiago Cabrera, who was the guy in Picard, who was the captain of the La Serena. And he didn't he get a
Captain
ship
Rios.
as well?
Yeah, and he smoked on the bridge.
Yeah. Menemone says this might be what happens when you can't slap your kids, but it's definitely what happens when you start to Autobot Decepticon your kids. I like that.
Yeah.
I like your thinking. Destron Seller says, I worry when they end up making shows on better games, they mess up. They messed up Halo, and now they did. They fucking crucified Halo, and I was really fucking pissed about that.
Oh, you didn't enjoy Master Cheeks?
Oh, God.
So I'm going to wonder what's happened because they're talking about making a Destiny TV show and an Elder Scrolls one.
Destiny doesn't. Destiny and Elder
no.
Scrolls won't work. There's no storyline to something like Elder Scrolls. You know, not one that you can actually put into film anyway.
That's why they'll make one. Exactly. That's why they'll make one up and it won't have anything to do with nothing.
Fucking Minecraft. I'd soon have a tooth pulled without anaesthetic than have to watch that shit again. Gamer says he seems to me... No, the movie. I hate Jack Black. He's a knob. The Eldest Gamer says, seems to me any of the Walking Dead shows are superior to The Last of Us. True.
Yeah.
Why keep fucking doing the same thing over and over again? It's like watching a washing machine on spin. Menem says remake Zulu with Brie Larson and Bella Ramsey and bayoneting Tessa Thompson and Jada Pinkett Smith. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And do you know,
I'd actually go see that.
What? Will Smith getting murdered?
Yeah, Tessa
Remember
Thompson
that?
and Jada Pinkett Smith getting killed by Brie Larson. And
Yeah.
Let's go.
Did you ever hear about that story about an assistant saying some guy was ramming Will Smith up the shitbox, and he says he was murdering him. He was murdering him. I'm just like, what the fuck even is that? Oh Jesus!
You know what show I'm looking forward to that I hope Netflix makes? The story of Martin Luther King starring Ryan Gosling.
Oof.
You're a bit late. I've already said Tom Hardy. Where were you? Gap After Dark at. I'm going to keep saying at the end of that. I'm so sick of Pedro Pascal. If I had toilet paper with his face on, I'd flush it down in one of his roles. It'd be fun to wipe your arse on him, though. Oh, you're getting rude in the chat. Oh, dear.
Oh, that's unusual.
Oh, this is unfair. Sword in the Storm says, is Tater just saying that because he was in the IT crowd with him? Oh.
Wow.
Turn it off and on again.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
You know there's
what,
more
you,
than 2 Irish people. There's 3.
Wow.
What's this about? Adrian Lester, if you want a black guy, who the fuck is he?
I don't know.
Bit of a compliment there for you, Tater. Gavin Blackburn says, you sound like Father Dougal. Ardal O'Hanlon.
That's sad.
Right, you're dead. Gamer says, even Fear the Walking Dead is better than that show. It's shit. Yeah, true.
Oh, no.
What about the Netflix Resident Evil show from Ash and Prison?
Oh, that was terrible.
Awful.
Wait, that actually happened?
Yes,
Yeah.
it did,
Yeah.
and it was
It's bad.
black lead with 2 black daughters.
It
They
was
were involved
arguably worse than the movies, okay?
Yeah,
It was shockingly fucking. I was like, you know, when you like go, ooh, like you're gonna see an accident happen, but you pull that face like you're pulling away, you recoil.
Yeah,
That's kind of what it did to me. Common
Like,
people
why
said,
you gotta hurt me like this?
yeah. Common people says Netflix is making a Gears of War animated
Oh,
series. I have
God.
no hope. Apparently, they ruined Devil May Cry recently.
did.
I'm still to watch that because I'm a big fan of the
Please
Devil May
don't.
Cry franchise.
Please
not
don't.
then.
You'll
Do
hate it.
not
It will
watch
hurt
it.
you.
No.
It will hurt you.
Will
No.
it?
yes.
They made it
Fucking
all.
hell.
The idiot made it all about like analogs for the border and how America is
Oh,
evil.
God.
Nice.
Cartoon Man said he's the black guy from Hustle. I've never actually seen Hustle, I don't think.
I heard Final Destination 6 is meant to be fantastic.
I
I
like
never
the
liked the
Final
originals.
Destination movies. Whatever. This reminds me, just before we go any further, the Final Destination movie, the first one. Can you remember Devon Sawa was in everything at one time, and then
Yeah.
he just fucking disappeared?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Devon Sawa? Do we know?
They
How do you
replaced
spell
him with
it?
Pedro Pascal.
What-
Oh, he's
Is it-
actually still acting.
Really?
I looked him up. Yeah, I looked him up there because me and my co-streamer Bubba were watching it. But not in like much things. And if you saw him now, you would not recognize him.
Ash and Prism says, nothing is safe. Be afraid. Be very afraid. If only we could get Gina Davis saying that, that'd be incredible. Sword in the Storm says, did anybody see the trailer for Welcome to Derry? The IT prequel, it's very diverse.
That's it.
I think my wife watches that, so if my wife watches something, I steer clear of it because she picks shit. Menem says, late 7 is all right. Who swallowed the tongue then? Was that you, Fav?
Is that tequila?
Oh,
Oh
must be
no,
good
it
stuff.
ain't the tequila yet. I ain't trying hard enough.
Menem says Blake 7 is safe so far, too niche to bother with. They'll not bring that back because it was too fucking good and you can't build on that.
Well,
Feltz
I think
5
more
says,
importantly, it was too niche. It was like The Prisoner. Thank
Yeah.
God they'll never
Yeah.
remake The Prisoner.
They
Well, it
tried
was-
remaking it already.
it was the English version of Star Trek, wasn't it? Mixed with Magnificent 7. So yet again, a very derivative trope, but it filled a niche. It became its own thing. Feltz 5 says, was he in Idle Hands? Yes, he was with Jessica Alba. Thingy was in that too. Scott from Dr. Evil. Oh, God, what's his name?
Oh,
was-
the Seth Green.
Seth Green, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, he went to an island. A very nice island, apparently, where you can do unspeakable things. Apparently, he's on that list.
Ooh.
It's only what it says on the internet, so don't sue me. Sword in the Storm says Devon Sawa was cast as Stan by Dr. Dre because of his Final Destination. Yeah, I think he was, wasn't he? What's this from Paul Dickinson? Wouldn't it make a nice change if they cast an unknown in a lead role that fits the part rather than the role fits the name? Yes. But sadly, that's not going to happen in Hollywood.
No.
So I
You say
saw...
that?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Manumnum says, I wonder what the Buffy remake will be like. It'll be fucking dire.
It'll be shit.
Hopefully, it will be the middle-aged white woman who gets upset for a change when they race swap an Autobot Decepticon their favourite characters.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
No,
Is Joss
you don't
Whedon
understand
behind
older
this?
white women.
Is Joss Whedon
like
heading this
ideal
up?
scene.
Sorry, Jay, I just talked all over you. I do apologise.
No, I mean, so they mess around with Buffy, and if he thinks that middle-aged white women are going to be outraged, he's wrong. They love this stuff, right? It's oh, look, they cast them and they're old and they have problems. I have problems too. I feel seen. They are the drivers of that.
Just a quick question. Does anybody know if Joss Whedon's going to be the showrunner on this?
No, the showrunner is Monica.
Well, it's fucking something, isn't it? If you can't pronounce a name.
Of course.
OWUSU Breen.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Weetabix.
Wait, Breen is
just
related to Neil?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It sounded like you had a stroke. Are you all right, Tater?
That's her name, apparently.
Your jaw's not gone down on one side. Do you feel a bit fuzzy?
No.
No? That's all right. Ash928 says, late to the party, just watched a movie called Stone Cold from 91 with Lance Henriksen. Henriksen is the fucking man. He's shit hot. I like Lance Henriksen.
I love that actor.
Anybody watch Millennium when that was a big thing?
Yeah.
I own it on disc. I love that show.
Fucking amazing show.
He is great in Near Dark.
Oh, Sword in... Yeah, actually, that's a great film. The year after Aliens. You've got Bill Paxton. You've got Jeanette Goldstein as well.
Yep.
And you've got that guy who was in Heroes as well. I can't remember his name. Sword in the Storm says, no, it's the chick who made Eternals. Well, it's fucking sunk then, I'm afraid, my friends.
Hey, I liked Eternals. It was the stupidest thing I'd seen in a very long time.
Anyway, I've got some bad news, guys. If you are eating, and I'm warning everybody in the chat, I'm warning everybody on whatever platform you're watching this on, I'm also giving you fair warning on the re-rub. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to put down a drink, to clear your mouth of any foods. Be prepared, because you are in for a shock. You may be sick. You may just spontaneously vomit, and I do apologise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry.
Fucking shit, you fucking...
Okay, I feel like I need a young priest and an old priest now.
What the hell are you?
Is that for, never mind.
No, you shut up.
But, actually...
go ahead, Potato.
She's fugly. I mean, fucking ugly. I'm sorry, Bella Ramsey. Like I said on, I don't know if anybody saw that super chat I did on Streamers on Drinkers Open Bar. I asked a question. If somebody was holding a gun to your head and you had to shag one, who would it be? Gordon Ramsay or Bella Ramsey?
Gordon Ramsay won by a mile.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry.
I'm not even thinking about that. It'd be Gordon Ramsay.
Mauler was just, he couldn't answer it. No. He didn't know what to fucking say. Bless him. It put him on the spot.
Yeah, I do enjoy. I think it was a few episodes of the Open Bar prior to that where Drinker described her as aesthetically challenged. And I thought, yes, that's exactly.
Do you know who she looks like? A young Stan Laurel.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, but without the ability to animate her face, because she looks like a Botox addict or something.
I've seen fucking oak trees that are less wooden than her.
Yeah,
her actual facial features look too small to actually be on her head.
Yeah.
It's disproportionate.
There you go.
Sorry. Wow, that's not making it better.
Can I ask one thing though? What is she like as a person? Because we had Zegler earlier, who's fairly pretty but an absolute arsehole in real life, and this one obviously dog rough. But what is she like as a person?
I've seen
I don't know.
Interviews. I looked at her Twitter and her Instagram and things like that. And she...
Very good. Well done, Gavin.
Wait, we're not making fun of a child here, are we?
She's an adult.
Gavin.
So sorry, what was she? Is she all right, or is she?
No, she's a complete.
She does indeed look like a McCain smiley face. Fucking hell, that's amazing. Oh dear.
No, she's a complete and utter gender ideologue. All
Oh
her
God!
interviews,
Oh
yeah,
no!
all
Oh,
of
in
her
that case, fuck
interviews
her.
are about
Carry on,
gender
No one would,
carry on
that's the
taking the
problem.
piss.
If you want to fuck it, you go for it, mate.
Most people go for
I'll
doing
pass.
and she goes by they them pronouns.
Yeah, I didn't realize
Oh.
that ugly was a gender,
I
but I
heard-
guess I'm
I
gonna go ahead and
heard-
mark that down.
Her gender is fugly, Jay.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Because she's
heard now, I
fucking
can't-
ugly.
Yep.
I can't prove it obviously because one on the set, but there was a lot of people saying that started because Pedro Pascal was coaching
Yes.
her about
No,
it.
that
Ugh.
Pedro Pascal actually admitted that him and her would have long conversations about gender, and then she came out as non-binary,
Fuck you
and
know.
she wore
Right.
Of course he
binders.
did.
Do you know why? Do you know why she came out with that? Just so she could fucking stay relevant in Hollywood. Look at her
Yeah,
face.
probably.
She is not money in the bank.
Well,
No.
hasn't Pedro got a Transformer brother or something? And then did you see that
Yes.
video of him licking that glow
Yeah.
stick or something?
Oh,
He's
Jesus.
an easy hard drive checking, I'll tell you.
Pascal is obsessed with all the wrong
Okay.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Can you imagine that? Pedro Pascal answering his phone. Hey, bro, how you doing? I am Megatron, leader of the Decepticons.
But
Probably
I
sounds
could
like
just hear it now.
Starscream.
How
Like,
do
that's
you
what he-
feel, mighty Megatron? That's who she looks like to me. Rick and Morty, Little Bits. If anybody doesn't know what Little Bits is, I'll play you a little bit.
Stupid bitch. Just kidding.
What? Well, I don't know what that was.
Eat some fucking shit, you fucking stupid bitch. Just kidding.
I love that bit in the toilet. Little Bits, it's like a fictitious restaurant where people have got really big heads and tiny faces, and all the food is like tiny, so it doesn't get stuck on your lips.
So it's Greg's.
Oh, look, there's the bathroom scene. That's the eat some fucking shit, you stupid fucking bitch. I'm just kidding. Some guy's having a piss and he's like gimping him on his head. It's ever so funny.
Wait, I have a physics problem there. I don't know. There's no way that head got through the gap there.
No.
in that,
Yeah, right?
There's not enough Vaseline in Russell T. Davis's fucking bum bag.
No.
You see, what he did was he went up and crawled in backwards.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's just hanging there
Clever.
by his head the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Just
I
waiting for
think I'm
something
going to go on to another slide now. Let's talk about Andor, because I can't be dealing with fucking Bella Ramsey. I'd sooner shag Bella Remberg, to be fair.
I can hear
I
Gamer
was
tapping
trying
his
to
hands.
figure out where I knew her from, but she's from Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was what the fuck is it in that as well?
She was
kids
the
leader.
lady of Bear Island at 10 years old.
Yes. Anyway, you can now support the channel by visiting this website, ko-fi.com/TrevRetro. It'd be lovely if somebody would chuck me a couple of quid just to try and keep the lights on, because this streaming malarkey is getting very expensive.
Yeah, the software just keeps going up in price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they double it in time. They will.
Yeah. And especially if you want to stream in 1080, which is what I like to do to give people the best available quality. I really do appreciate people for watching this. And I hate rattling the fucking tin because I feel like a scrounging bastard. But, you know...
Poor dog, it can't wag his own tail. Trev, one thing I will say is that given the pictures you've shown us thus far, 480p would have been a better choice.
Yeah. Or maybe black and white with the antenna pulled out of the TV.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's got a fucking face for radio's radio.
She's got a face for books.
She could turn milk sour at 100 yards in pitch black.
There's a meme that went around of Bella Ramsey that you know the guy from My Life in Queens, the big fat dude who became Paul Blart.
Yeah.
Oh,
So someone photo imposed her face on it, right? And
Did it fit?
no one knew it was different. They're like, "What's the meme here?"
Oh, help desk. Do you think you can find that meme?
If I can't find it, I'll make it.
Well, there's the other one I saw on Twitter with the finger scene where they replaced her with the guy from the Goonies.
Oh yeah, Slothy.
I saw that.
Sloth. Yeah.
So I have a weird question. Why did
What's
the
new?
leftists get so mad in the first one where people tried to assault her and they're like, "Oh no, she's been sexualized." But in this one, they're like, "Oh my god, there's not enough lesbian in it."
You
Why are
said
they
it.
saying-
You
true.
said exactly the reason. Lesbianism. The minute it became an LGBTQ thing, it was completely fine.
Why do they have to fucking... all they're doing is just agenderizing everything. It's got to be gay. It's got to be this. It's got to be that. And I hate to sound like a istonophobe, but you can't be in a position where you can't not affect... They've tried to basically ring fence everybody in and create all these brackets and labels of shame so we don't criticize the shit they're trying to shove down everybody's throats. Me, personally, as a father of 6, I'm fucking sick of seeing this shit. I don't want my kids watching this kind of bollocks.
But
I don't care what. I don't care if my kids are gay, left, right, centre, or whatever, you know. But to have all this crap being shoved at you, it's like a barrage. There's no escape from it in every facet of everything. In every form of media, you've got it coming at you. Oh, you've got to be a bummer. You've got to be a Decepticon. You've got to be this, that, and the other. I haven't got to be fucking anything. I just want to be me. I just want my kids to be happy. I want to be happy. I want everybody I know to be happy. Instead of having to fucking wade through all this shit, what's being force-fed to everybody constantly, and it's in every form of media. All these big companies have got all the keys to the castles and all the franchises, and they're just constantly shoveling this fucking shit at you 24/7. People aren't going to the cinema to see films. You didn't go see that film because the director was a gay, lesbian, whatever that particular Wednesday.
Right. That's the thing about this is that people believe this is about ideology, and there is a small cohort of people that are actually believing this stuff. But the vast majority of this is useful as an excuse for incompetence. Right.
Yeah,
you didn't like it because of my intersectional, whatever the hell it was. Right.
Yeah.
Instead of the fact that I'm actually shit at my job and somebody shouldn't have hired me. Whoever hired me should be fired.
Video games have been ground zero for this lately. You look at all the crap that come out from AAA studios.
Oh, yes.
And you look at all the stuff comes out from smaller studios or AA developers.
Hasn't there been a split, Fav? Hasn't there been a split there? This they've created a breakaway group to keep the woke in.
To some extent, although there's fractures in all of it. It's really more about what the individual groups do, you know?
Yeah, but there's a lot more competition. Because you have something that in gaming that you don't have in media, which is a single marketplace where everybody's kind of treated equally, right? And that's Steam. Yep. What you have with film and TV is certain outlets that you have to distribute in order to get to eyeballs, right? It's never been cheaper to make movies. The power that I have sitting on my desktop exceeds what was available for Jurassic Park, right? I can go get digital cameras now for $4,000 that are competitive with anything, right? And then get the lenses, right? Lighting is cheaper now because of LEDs. All of it is cheaper. The problem is you can make it. How do you get it out to an audience? You no longer have independent theaters anymore that you can go out and just get it in a couple of theaters, try to build some buzz, and then slowly grow up, right? Because there's only 2 major chains, and they own all of them. I can't go to streaming because unless they have a chunk of it, and then I have to meet whatever BS requirements they have. And oh, by the way, I probably still won't make money off of it. So there's no marketplace for media that isn't like games or that kind of thing.
Yep.
So you don't get competition.
When it comes to games, honestly, Expedition 33 made a clown out of most every one of these companies.
Yeah.
Anybody recognize that? Is that supposed to be Kevin James or?
Oh, there it is. That's the exact name.
Oh,
Ash928's got it right. Fella Ramsey.
Yeah.
What? Hang on a minute. What's going on here? Sword in the Storm says I was expecting to be paid for watching this. What, the stream? Fuck off.
We'll give you a big round of applause at the end. How about that?
Yeah. We'll give you a finger of fudge and a Jimmy Savile badge. That'll do. I'm sure it will. Oh, fucking hell. I hate it when it does this. Oh, dear. There's not one streaming platform that's working out for me at the moment.
Have you tried StreamYards?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, try the duck.
Yeah. It was a shit show. Anyway, Andor. I'm not really fucking fussed about talking about this, to be fair, because anybody actually watching season 2 of Andor?
I didn't watch season 1.
Gamers. So
I'm on
I
episode
don't
4.
believe Andor should even exist because we already know how it's going to end. So there's no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on episode 4 and I've
anybody
given
who
up. I
saw
don't
the
see
movie,
the point.
you know, it's pointless.
No,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
think-
going to end.
Yeah, I think the big thing, and this, you know, to be fair, this is getting a lot of praise from people that normally, you know, will destroy bad media. So, you know, it may be written well, it may be acted well. I know damn well that it's paced for shit. But the bigger thing is that nobody cares. Star Wars is a dead IP.
Yeah.
It is, honestly.
There is pure apathy.
And
There's
Disney
no
killed it.
interest in it. And yeah, Disney killed it, right? And so good work. The best thing that
honestly,
you put out, nobody watched.
There were a few other things about this that threw me off, even in that regards, and that the director kept slipping their politics in there, thinking they were clever and that people wouldn't notice. And I'm sick of that shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good it is. Everything around it is shit. So it's tainted. That's the problem.
Do you know, Gavin Blackburn has hit the nail on the head.
Yes.
I just want to be entertained. Do that first.
Yep.
Hollywood, you have one fucking job, and that is to entertain us. You know?
Yeah, but no, go ahead, Potato.
No, I think like what Gamer is saying, like he said, Jodie Whittaker feels like a gem now. It seems that entertainment over the past few, even like we're like, oh my god, how bad Whittaker is, and whatever they say, hey, we hate this, they're like, hold my beer, I'm going to make it worse.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so there's a few things that drive that. One is that most of the people involved in making the decisions aren't actually creatives, right? They graduated from college with either MBAs or you know, English lit majors or things like that, right? And the one thing that's been pretty consistent in college over the last decade or more is the idea of like Chomsky's manufacturing consent, that the opinions of people are from the top down, right? They're formed not from their own experience and decision making, but because of the media that they consume. And the real trigger for them suddenly deciding our job is not to entertain, our job is to you know, improve the correct their mistaken beliefs because of whatever is going on, right? The two things that triggered that were Brexit and Trump's election. Because they looked and they went, wait, what? No, we told you not to do that. And you did it anyway. We need to tell harder.
Because these psychos in Hollywood have gone off the rails and they assume it's their job to educate, not entertain.
Yes.
TDS is rife in Tinseltown, it seems.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Legally, CNN is not a news organization or a news show. It's an entertainment platform.
Do you know what? They ought to have Ron fucking Burgundy as an anchorman on there.
No, they get classed as entertainment because it means that they can say whatever they like in the same way that WWE is wrestling, but it's classed as entertainment, so they can rig the matches.
Anyway, I'm offended. I am offended.
Congratulations, you have a right to be offended.
Yeah, I know.
Have a right to not give a shit.
Old Dickinson says this streamer's gone woke. I'm a one-armed baby disabled hippo. That's what I identify as this week. Last week it was Airwolf, and I am very offended by that.
Yeah, frankly, I am as well. I've been asleep the whole time.
Gamer says Andor's a solid 9 out of 10. Common People says he gave Andor 7 out of 10.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
And I think it takes away from Rogue One. Well, the thing is, you know, if you've seen Rogue One, what's the fucking point in watching Andor?
It's not like if you, because again, for one thing, it's a difference in media between a game and a movie, but it's not like Halo Reach, where you know that Reach falls, but nobody ever talked about what happened there. You've seen Rogue One, you know what happens. This all leads up to nothing.
Yeah. It's like going for a shit and paying like a quarter to use a toilet and then discovering you've got constipation.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It ended on Andor. That's how I live my Star Wars life.
Yeah. It did. And it wasn't Hayden Christensen as a Force ghost. It was Sebastian Shaw.
Yes,
true.
It ended in 83, not 97.
True.
The special edition.
I agree.
So I'm just going to say
I
something.
honestly don't care on that level. I don't have that kind of hate for
I
it.
wonder if, Wicket, the Ewok, I wonder if Princess Leia showed him her coat nail.
Probably not.
That's what saved him.
So I like.
Hey, that's the thing as well. Just before I go any further, there's a picture online of the original Willy Wonka movie. Grandpa Joe has 2 coat nails.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's true. There's a picture of him with his hands on Charlie's shoulders. And I don't know the name of the guy who played Grandpa Joe, but his 2 little fingers, he's got really long fingernails. So no wonder he wanted to get in that fucking chocolate factory. He got the fucking munchies or something.
Well, I think that was the only way he got out of bed, because otherwise he just lays in bed with 8 other people.
Yeah, he'd been in bed. He'd been in bed 20 years, and then he'd get something. He's fucking skipping around. Yeah. He'd had some fucking Colombian cocoa dust, didn't he?
A little bit of the marching powder, and here we go.
Did Rachel Zegler sell it in by any chance?
Possibly.
So, just back to Star Wars for a sec. So I genuinely liked Ahsoka, right? I'm a big Rebels fan.
Michael Biehn took the money.
But when I streamed it on my channel, my own subscribers genuinely shouted at me. I stopped my stream halfway through and I said, "Screw this."
Just a bit of a side note, if somebody chucks us a bit of cash over on Ko-Fi, I will suck your dick. Not. I just thought I'd put that out there.
Just going to go and get my wallet.
Fuck off. I ain't sucking no fucker's dick.
I'm on my way to Sheffield.
Hey! The land of... No, really. It's grim. Anyway. Sheffield's wet all year round. It's always fucking grim here. Paul Dickinson says in the chat, movie industry is finished. True. Gaming has gone well beyond its... Yes. Cinemas closing in the US. Odd blockbuster won't save it. I wish you knew it was going downhill. Speaking of blockbuster, when Blockbuster Video went tits, that's when you knew things were fucking going south quick.
Although I also feel like Hollywood had a direct hand in that too, because they were trying to push everything into streaming.
So I was listening today to a guy who was meant to be a media expert. He's a professor and stuff like that, right? Completely anti-woke. He said a lot of the stuff we're watching now and that's coming out now are the tail end of the woke stuff. They're okay.
Who dropped the mic?
Who just dropped the mic?
That was me.
That appeared on the screen and he dropped the mic.
I thought you were having a mard there. I thought you were going to have a melty moment.
No, I am so sorry. You was on your vinegar stroke and I shot the bed.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And he can't get up.
Oh, sorry, potato.
Anyway.
He said that what we're looking at now is the tail end of the woke stuff. Because the stuff that we're watching now, it's been in production since 2022, 2021, right? So when all this stuff gets off the books and the new stuff starts getting made, that's where the real change is going to be. It's not stuff being made.
No. I think it's wrong. Because again, I'm doing the woke. You can change the label however you want. It's the same incompetent bastards making it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not offensive to my politics. It's now just offensive to my sensibilities because it's shit.
Yeah.
Jay, it's almost as if you fuck up in Hollywood, you continually fail upwards instead of going down. If I was shit at my job, my boss would say, right, that's it. It's not working out. Fuck off. But if I was in Hollywood and I was making mistakes, mind you, I wouldn't get into Hollywood. Well, I'm not gay. I'm not a person of colour. I'm not... are we doing disabilities this week? Everybody's got to have a fucking label. You got that job because you've got a peg leg. You got that job because you got a tiny dick. You got that job because you suck my dick. It's fucking weird. Paul Dickinson says in the chat, I'm just waiting for the Sidney Sweeney Barbarella remake.
I'm all right with
never
that.
get it.
You'll
never get it.
No. Well, I will
Wishful
say
thinking.
that Trev. I mean, the look at the people that are hiring. Yeah, I'm gonna use these standards. You know, the great thing about that is that whoever I hire is not going to take my job, right? And that's the
Yeah.
problem with with the studio system in general is you have incompetent people at the top, and when you have like a B player, they will hire C players. They don't hire A players. You never get it, right? If you
Not
have
only
A
that-
players at the top, A players try to find other A players.
Yeah, but how do these people get in these positions if they're so fucking stupid and incompetent?
It's because those people are an incestuous circle jerk of fuck ups who are looking for other people who will just do what they want. So they hire incompetence to do incompetent things so they can bank on it however they want to and then get rid of them and blame it on them.
Do you know what it is?
And the secrets they hold as well. Look at Leslie. Is it Leslie Headland who done?
Oh no!
all
Don't
that?
no! Don't mention her. There's a price to pay if you mention Leslie Headland.
Right. I'm backing away.
Price to pay. Just made me think of something. Is it a case of you go for a job in Hollywood and you like look at somebody and go, "Did he party right? Yeah, you've got the job."
Yeah.
I think it's like you say, it's an incestuous fucking shit trap filled with fucking deviant weirdos who just keep getting these fucking positions of power because they saw whoever it is last week sucking that guy's cock. Which is it's disgusting, but it's sad but true. In any case, I just want to just take a little bit of a breather because Jill hasn't had the opportunity to get a word in. Because Tater's fucking rude. You are rude,
No,
Tater.
that's not it. I've been away. I've been away from my computer for a little while. But do you mean incestuous or do you mean nepotism?
Well, both really. You know, what is your take on the power structure in Hollywood? Why do you think people who are so incompetent, who don't know these franchises, who keep financing these movies, which just keep eroding what we love? What is your take on that, Jill?
I think it aligns a lot with streaming services, not really caring whether or not the products that they're producing are good or not. They just want more and more content.
So quantity over quality, then.
Yes, and there's another thing to it also. There's a what is it?
You can say it. As long as it's not the C word, you can say it.
Jill, did my memory suddenly infect you and you've forgotten a word?
No.
Oh.
No, it's
You're
just
trying
a
to be delicate, I
combination
think,
of-
around a certain subject, aren't you?
Well, I had something really great, but part-time planting is here. I'd like to say hi to him, but oh man,
go on, just say it.
Okay, here it is. I've got it. It used to be that we would get media that would reflect the times, what people were thinking, and now it's more like they want to tell us what we should be thinking, and since they can't change our opinion, they attack people who don't follow with whatever cult thing they're going with. And then we get a boardroom full of people, full of psychologists who try to figure out how to change people's minds rather than what Gavin said earlier is to.
Just entertain us.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
I also think there's a rejection of history in general. Humans have been humans for a long time. We've been humaning this way for 100,000 years. Stories have been remarkably consistent throughout that, right? The general structure of story, right? We want to hear about things that inspire us or make us aspire to reach something that we aren't capable of doing, right? The worst and laziest, the worst and laziest kind of storytelling is affirmation, right?
Do you know what?
You're great just the way you are.
Do you know what? Round of applause for Jay.
There you go.
Yeah. Fucking nail head, get straight on.
Absolutely.
Gamer says Netflix used to be good. So was Amazon Prime, and then they had plenty of content. You can have a lot of content and it be quality. Do you know what? I go on Netflix and I spend at least 45 minutes scrolling through looking for something to watch. And then I just fucking go back to YouTube. Because there's nothing there.
Yeah. My wife and I actually canceled our Netflix subscription like about a year and a half ago. Just gave up. It's like, it's not worth it.
No, I don't pay for anything anymore. There you go.
Yeah. Don't blame you.
Amazon Fire Stick, people. That's the future.
I just buy physical media. I don't mind rewatching something if I like it. I got tons of DVDs and Blu-rays.
Do you know they can't take it back off you if you've got it as a physical media item?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, physical
because
media
I
is the
think
future.
that is why people want you to own digital content, because when a studio says, right, we've got all these copies out here, and I don't think people are paying enough, for what they've got, we'll just create some terms and conditions where we can pull the rug out from under you, and you have to rebuy that content.
You don't own the content when you buy it on streaming services as well. What you have is a license to view it, and at any time, it's written everywhere. The license can always be revoked. We've seen this in other media, like there are computer games now that have just become bricked because servers have been taken offline. A game didn't do very well, so they just turn the server off, and now no one can play the game.
You certainly don't you don't own your Kindle books anymore.
No, you don't.
You will own nothing, and you will be happy.
Well, I remember they yanked a book. Which one was it? It's a classic, but they yanked it a few years ago and removed it from people's libraries.
And Netflix routinely pulls things off of people's playlists and just deletes them.
Yeah. The latest one that's happened to is South Park. There are a load of South Park episodes that you can, from season 1 and season 2 that you cannot get. Things like the Trevor and Philip April Fool's episode, not my anus.
I mean Terrence and Philip.
Sorry. Trevor and Philip has a
relax, guy. Trust me.
Weird slip of the tongue there, but I believe it worked.
Yeah, they also removed the Quantum Leap Down syndrome episodes as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But there's
it's after the baseball when he does the baseball bit, and then it's the second episode after the pilot.
Really? They've removed it.
They've taken
both of them.
I like that episode. It was special.
There's a list
special. On poopy.
Yeah.
Cartoon Man 154 says they can alter new releases, though. Well, you know something? They can alter that content anytime they want. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's like... Did George Lucas set a precedent when he edited the original 3 Star Wars movies?
Him and Spielberg, Spielberg edited E.T. to remove the guns from the FBI agents and put phones
I
in
remember
their hands.
Spielberg pulled that, and then they put them back again because there was complaints.
Why, though?
Somebody in one of my chats led me to be concerned about one thing. Even if you have the physical media, if your Blu-ray player is on the internet, there's a possibility that they will pick up what you're watching and stream you what they want you to see versus what's on your actual physical media. I don't know if this is true.
Or set up a blacklist, right?
Yeah, they can blacklist you, but my Blu-ray players aren't hooked up to the internet anyway.
But so I saw an interview with one of the guys who worked on the TOS movies, right? And he said that the guy who came up, sorry, my mind's all over the place. The guy who came up with Star Trek.
Gene Roddenberry.
Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah. That he really
Jill's going to slap you.
He is. He really wasn't an over fan of the TOS. So his canon was actually the TOS movies. That's what he wanted. The TOS movies were essentially a reboot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even though the first film is bloated to fuck and overly complicated in places, I still think it's a gem of a movie. It doesn't get the fair shout that I think it deserves because, after the motion picture, Paramount approached Harve Bennett, and they said, can you make a film for less than this much? And he said, they told him the actual budget of the motion picture, and he says, hell, for that money I'll make you 2. And he did.
He did.
Yeah, he made 2 and 3. The only thing I don't like, 2, 3 and 4. 2 is just brilliant as a standalone movie.
Yes.
3 is far more visually stunning than 2. And it had a higher budget, and it had more optics, and it had more, space shots and that kind of thing. But it's less loved. And I think 3 is an absolute jewel. I know they say the odd numbered Trek movies are bad, but 4, the only thing that lets 4 down in my book is Leonard Nimoy doing his bit and pushing a narrative of conservation and not hunting whales and that. But
Agreed.
I think if they'd
It's
have
not a
carried
problem to
on,
me.
if I just need to get this out of the way before we carry on, right? If 4 had been made in the same vein as 2 and 3, it would have been a nice continuation, a 3-film story arc, which would have concluded at the end of 4. But no, 4 is totally different. It stands out, and it while it's a good film, and I love the premise of coming back in time, but if it had a James Horner score and the same kind of shots that they had in 2 and 3, it would have worked better. You would have got that 3-film arc, and it would have been brilliant.
I feel like it is a perfect ending to the trilogy, and you don't like the Christmas music, and a lot of people don't like the Christmas music in Star Trek 4, but I think it's a beautiful movie. I think
I'm not saying
very
it's
much
I'm not saying it's bad.
I think it's very much like a Star Trek episode itself, and why should we be the most important thing on the planet? And these probes are actually looking for the whales because we weren't around yet. So they were the best ones to talk to that they found at that moment. And I think
I think you're missing my point somewhat.
Great.
If I'm just saying, if the music had been done by James Horner and you had a similar visual style, I mean, fair enough, they could have probably got Nicholas Meyer back to direct, but Leonard Nimoy, he did a good job with 3. I'll give him that. But when he did 4, its tone and his style had gone backwards, not forwards. And I'm not going to mention Shatner directing 5.
5 was boy.
So I will step up and defend 5. 5 has a much more interesting premise and general story outline than 3 and 4. It is, however, let down by the fact that Kirk was the director and ran out of money, and suddenly it got a bit crap.
Was
and then we had that damn Uhura dancing.
There were good elements of 5, but it needed some polish and some editing.
But thank you so much, Trev, for having me on, man.
Thank you for inviting yourself on, Tater. Anytime you want, just barge in. I don't mind.
I am sorry, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take off too because I'm on the same stream he's getting.
Yeah, all right then. Same as me.
Okie. Well, if you 3 guys want to poddle off, thank you for joining us.
Later.
Apologies. We are the Remedial Pirates. We're going to be streaming Sea of Thieves.
Yes, go and check us out.
You be able seaman.
Yar.
Able is.
That's a
word.
bit. Yeah, I don't think able is.
That's on them.
Differently abled.
That's on them. I just shoot things with a sniper rifle and steer the ship. They figure out the rest.
Well, as we say in these parts, go on then, chuff off.
Absolute pleasure, Trev.
I'll jog on. See y'all later.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate your time. Thank you. Z3PO comes out with a good line from Star Trek 5. What does God need with a starship? Bring it closer so that I can reach out and touch it. It sounded a bit seedy. It was like a dirty old man.
This is a Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. Anyway, we didn't really talk about Andor because there's not a deal to talk about. I was going to talk about Daredevil, but that's shite.
Yeah, didn't bother.
Yeah. Do you know what? Fuck it. Oh, dear. Oh, that's far better. Hello, Jill. I can see you now.
Hey, hello. Yeah, Star Trek 5 had some good pathos, and I could see where William Shatner was going with it. I love the Yosemite scenes and anything with the trio. Yes. Captain Kirk is climbing a mountain. Yeah, the special features came up with a great song there. But the way I see Star Trek 5 is through the theory that anytime that we're not in Yosemite, it is just Captain Kirk's dreams. So it basically just feels like, it also feels a bit like an episode, but just kind of mixed up. You're going up the turbo lift shaft and all the numbers are all mixed up.
I hear George Takei likes going up shafts.
That's, oh my.
Yeah, I think one of the things I really like about Star Trek 5 is there's actually some pretty mature observations in there, like the fact that when it's like, "Oh, I'll take away your pain." He's like, "I need my pain." Right? That's the thing that makes me, right? It's how else would I know the lessons, that the experience has taught me without the painful ones.
Yes,
And
and then Next Generation tries to take all the credit by doing the same thing with Tapestry later on.
yeah.
Z3PO says, has anyone seen the Ryan K. Johnson MST3K parody of Star Trek V? I haven't.
I haven't.
Oh, do you know, I've got to say, I do like, Mystery Theatre, but there's one thing I like better, and that's B-sides on a Friday if I want to watch a B-movie.
Yes.
I love B-sides. Jay, I'm such a fanboy. I really am.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. And although there are times where Adam's like, we're watching this movie. I'm sorry, what? Oh, Lord help us. Blessedly, our patron saint Fiend saves us from a lot of those terrible movies. But yeah, it's just they're so bad that we just have fun.
Yeah, but they're so bad they're good.
Yeah. Well, they're better when we're laughing at them and just making up our own stories sometimes, because like I don't even know what the hell's going on in this plot.
I usually find myself laughing at you laughing. I love it. It just you guys, when I'm watching it, because I have to do it on the re-rub because of the time difference. But I often find I feel you guys make B-sides very immersive. I feel like I'm a part of the joke, and I'm part of the fun.
Yeah, I mean, we were always the when Adam and I were talking about it at the very beginning, the idea was that you try as much as possible to include the audience to rip off of them at least as much as what's going on. That when the community comes up with memes, then they just become part of the lore and the canon of the show, right? And it's hilarious that the audience, like chat will remember things that I said or Adam said or whatever. It's like, I don't even remember saying that, but I trust him. And somebody would be like, no, I remember that too. And it just rolls, and they know the show better than we do.
Yeah. And you've got a token Brit as well. Our very own Smilex.
Yeah.
He's wetter than a knotter's pocket.
He is, and you need the kind of perversion that Smilex brings to the stream. Yeah.
He's definitely got a twang going off.
Yeah. Well, it was Oldest Gamer that I think did that began demanding the don't boil a kettle on a boat as a safety lesson that we have, and so it's in every show.
Yeah,
now.
Love it. Oldest Gamers. It's funny you should say that, Jay, because Gamer did indeed say Jay knows not to boil a kettle on a boat. No,
that's right. I mean, we're saving lives with B-sides by warning people against that.
And the motto of our show is don't wipe your ass with a broken bottle. Sorry. I know you've got
depends which direction you're wiping.
Yeah.
More dangerous than the 3
seashells. Yeah. Matt's going to have to disappear in just a moment, but I want to thank you for joining us tonight, mate. Absolute blast having you on the channel tonight, and I appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite. It's been a real pleasure.
It's been a long time coming, though, Matt, because I've sort of asked, and schedules have not gelled in places.
I know this is good timing, though, to be honest with you. So yeah, if there's another invite, I'll be more than willing to come on.
Well, consider yourself a part of the Trev Retro channel team.
Thank you very much. Thanks, sir. Okay, guys, I've got to shoot, so I've got to be up at 6, but it's been a pleasure.
All right, take care then, Matt. Thank you.
Take it easy. Bye.
Night.
Night. And then there were 3. Press the button.
Are these Thunderdome rules?
There we go. And then there were 3. Oh, right. There is just 12 minutes left of the show, and I've petered out. I've talked about everything. If we'd have been doing Daredevil, this could have gone on a lot longer. But I don't know. I didn't really gel with that show too well.
No, it was the Daredevil we have at home, right, versus the Netflix versions that were so superior.
The only thing I liked about it was Vincent D'Onofrio playing Wilson Fisk. That was about it.
Yeah, except they emasculated him in the show, right? Well, they'd already started
Yeah.
that with like Echo, where through magic, one-legged Native American powers, his trauma was removed. Also, getting shot in the eye is not really a problem. And
No.
then he spends most of his time in the new one in therapy because his wife is cooking him. Okay,
All I keep
well,
thinking is Private Pile. That's all that kept going through
yeah.
my head.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Yeah. Jill, is there anything in particular that you're watching at the moment?
What am I watching? Oh, no. Just whatever I'm reviewing usually, which is, well, I'm going to start watching some Cheers episodes because I'm going to do something for George next Friday.
Oh, right.
And a Morn episode from Star Trek Deep Space Nine because everyone knows Morn is modeled after Norm. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. I watched Babel the other night, just out of pure coincidence. And that was one of the most frustrating episodes. Was it season 1? Where the replicators got the hidden DNA
everybody's
virus.
speaking gibberish.
Yeah. That was really frustrating. As somebody who's had a mild bout of aphasia, because I had a stroke in 2018, and that was just bizarre because I talk bollocks normally, but I really was talking bollocks.
Yeah, well, your brain is like, I'm sorry, what did the mouse just say?
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah, it was because of something the replicators, because of the Cardassians left some kind of sabotage.
No, it wasn't.
True,
it was it was a Bajoran scientist, a geneticist. He sabotaged all the replicators to get to the Cardassians.
Yeah, so that they would have to go to him to cure it.
Well, all the replicators on the command level, that's where it started. And Quark was being a dick and had access to some quarters because his replicators weren't working. And as usual, Odo catched him out. Yeah.
Poor O'Brien was still trying to figure out the systems on the station.
Yeah, and then Cisco bollocks him at the end because his Ractogeno wasn't right. Gamer says, I watched Stargate SG-1. Fuck yeah, that is an immense show. When television was good. Yeah, 10 seasons over 13 years. And I was really saddened. It was August 21st, 2010, when it was announced that Stargate weren't coming back for an 11th series. Luckily, they got straight to DVD films. You got the Arc of Truth and Continuum, and they were bloody immense. I really enjoyed them. Anybody else a Stargate fan?
I mean, I love Stargate.
Well, in multiple series, right? Because they had both SG-1 and then
Atlantis.
Two more?
Yeah,
Atlantis and Universe.
Yeah.
Atlantis
I like Universe. Sorry, Jill. I like Universe. For all its faults, I thought if that would have...
Really?
It was just starting to get good, and then it got... Joseph Malozzi put out the news that they'd been cancelled.
Yeah.
Oh, it was getting good because they finally got their lights on. They finally found their secret cache of information that was going to tell them how to do stuff. Just like the beginning of SG-1 where they found the cartouche, all the maps of everywhere to
Gap
search
After
around.
Dark
And
says Stargate fan here. I like the cut of your jib there, Gap.
yeah, exactly. Canceling the universe was the dumbest thing because they were just getting their feet. They were wasting their time, I think, in the first season with everything dark, and but it took them 2 seasons to catch their footing. And the ratings weren't even that bad.
The one of the best episodes of SGU is where they got stuck in a time loop because of a flare, and they went to that planet where they were getting attacked in the dark. And Matt, what was his name? Oh, crikey, the guy who ended up being in the Matrix. What was his name? Oh God, Matt something. He was a lieutenant, wasn't he? The young guy. And he looked in that hole, and Eli says to him, "Don't do that. Have you never seen Alien?" Which I thought was great. Oh God, I forgot. Oh, it's funny that I'm going to have to IMDb it because it's going to bug the hell out of me because I should know that name and I don't.
Yeah, I will say that. I mean, if you're looking for something current that is good, watch Mobland.
Really?
Yeah, it's very good.
Do you want to just give me a brief synopsis and outline of what the premise is? And
Tom Hardy is a fixer for the Harrigan family, which is Pierce Brosnan and oh god, now I've forgotten her name, Helen Mirren. They're a married couple, but they have a pretty substantial crime family, and Hardy is the fixer for it. And then their grandson starts some mess with a rival, and things begin to escalate.
Sounds pretty good. I want to check that out.
It is good.
It was Lieutenant Matthew Scott. That's a IMDb, that. Yeah, Gap got it. Yeah, you beat me to it. And I'm assuming you're a lady. Is that right, Jill?
No, that's not correct.
Oh, it's all right. I take it back then. I was just, with the picture. Pussy. Sorry. Love SGU, and I killed the stream. Hey, it only took me an
like
hour and
cats
54.
too.
Yeah, I don't like cats, but I do love pussy. Z3PO says Mobland is peak TV.
It is. It's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been little ones, like things that you start out and it's like, I don't know if this is going to be good or not. Like Penguin last year, right? That then you watch it and you're like, oh, okay, I see you. Does it match up with, like, I'm a big Batman fan, I love my comics and all that stuff, but then you're probably not going to like this. But if you watch it as kind of a standalone on its own, man, is it really good. And it fits well with a more grounded, like the Batman movie that was too long and had bad ending, but was at least establishing a different view of Batman. But I think the one thing that we see too many times with like Batman adaptations is they don't make Gotham a central character, right? That it's an actually dangerous place, that order is kind of falling apart, and it's all corruption and crime and all that.
Well, it's the keystone to the whole narrative of Batman.
Right. Yeah. And so many people miss that, right? Because it's always, it's the suit and the gadgets and stop, right? You have to have Gotham that then spurs Batman to be created. And I think the Penguin does a great job of building up like the menace and deteriorating order of Gotham.
Yeah, I do like the premise, and they did a great makeup job on Colin Farrell.
Man. Yeah, he's fantastic. You forget that it's Colin Farrell, except every once in a while where he has it's something I told my wife. I said, the thing is that like fat people don't have the quick eye movement that he does. Right? They tend to look based on how fast they can move, right, physically. And so there's just moments where he'll like look a certain way, his eyes will get a little wide, and he'll look around. I was like, yeah, that gives it away just this little bit.
Yeah.
But otherwise he's fantastic.
Common people said Jay synopsis should have been in a Pierce Brosnan accent. Can you do one, Jay?
No, but I can do a common people accent.
Go on.
Smilex, I believe, is the one that mastered common people's accent. Ooh, look at me, here I am, all after me Lucky Charms. Isn't that wonderful? Ooh.
Sound like Tater.
Yeah,
I could do it I can read that in the style of Sean Connery. I can give that a go. I got some practice in when we did Highlander on Monday Night Mayhem a few weeks back. Jay's synopsis should have been in a Pierce Brosnan accent.
That was last night I did Saving Private Ryan, and we started joking about the porn parody, Saving Ryan,
Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Right. But then it was like, it really should have been Sean Connery that did the voiceover for that, right?
Yeah. Anyway, it's almost time for me to start wrapping things up, so I'm going to say a few quick thank yous. Thank you, Jill, for joining us. I know it was a bit short. Now, I was trying to send you a link, and I'm glad somebody did, because it's like juggling doing this, and sometimes.
Oh, I understand that. Yeah, and
I'm just lucky I've got a good team of people who help out, and just do things and get it sorted. I don't have to think about stuff. So thank you to everybody who was on the stream tonight. Thank you, Emperor J. Goodwin, for joining us with your Bane mask. Any idea of what Atom's got up his sleeve for Friday?
I can neither confirm nor deny anything. Adam doesn't know what he has up his sleeve right now with regards to movie. It's always a surprise, even to him.
And if you've never checked out B-Sides, 2 a.m. UK time, what time's that for you guys?
We started at 9 Eastern.
Yeah. So it's 1 then. Sorry. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it this week. And if you're watching this on the rerun, please do comment. I like going through the comments, and I like interacting with all you guys. It's part of the fun of doing this. And I hope you like this. This is like just a one-off, but it gets better. Because tomorrow night, I'm doing the Wednesday Wanger. Yeah, there's going to be a Wednesday show tomorrow, and possibly a Thursday, because I can't guarantee there's going to be a Fubar Friday this week. But what I will tell you, this coming Monday, the 2nd of June, get ready to be judged, because Monday Night Mayhem, we're going to review Stallone's Judge Dredd. Looking forward to that one.
I actually have to do that one this week.
Really?
Yeah, I'm on another stream. I'm doing that on a Friday, and I just like in another stream had done the 2012 Dread.
Well, that's funny because the week after we're doing the 2012 Dread 3D.
Yeah, I saw Judge Dredd in the theaters because my wife and I get a sitter for the kids. We're going to go to the movies, and we very much were going to go see Apollo 13. And unfortunately, we got there and it was sold out, so we had to settle for Judge Dredd.
Oh, that's all right. You're lucky to get a date night. Me and my wife, I can't remember the last time we got a date night.
Yeah, well, that was one of the few times, and boy, what a disappointment that was.
So quickly, Monday, the 2nd of June, Stallone's Judge Dredd. 9th of June, Carl Urban's Dredd. And then on the 16th, Swappers is going to love this. The movie that me and him lovingly call Space Tits with Handlebars, the Roger Corman 1980s classic, Battle Beyond the Stars, starring Richard Thomas, old John Boy.
Oh, right.
So if you're interested in that, there will be places available. I'm sure Swappers will be there because he loves that movie, especially for George Peppard.
James Horner does the sound.
He does indeed. And the art director was one J. Cameron, Mr. James Cameron. We'll have to start somewhere, I suppose. Again, thank you, Jill, for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Have you got anything in the pipeline you want to plug quickly?
Oh, sure. Every Tuesday and Friday, I stream at 11 a.m. On Tuesday, Twilight Zone. On Friday, I have no idea sometimes, but this Friday, I know I'm going to cover the Deep Space Nine episode, Who Mourns for Morn, and talk a little bit about George from Cheers.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, if we got any experts, I'd like to have them on.
Hey, you know what to do. Message Jill. Jay, you've about as much use as a chocolate fireguard because you can't tell me what's coming up this week on B-Sides. I shall have to wait and see. You never know. I might actually watch the show as it happens.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, just depends if I'm up late enough. So tomorrow, 10 p.m. on this channel, on the Trev Retro channel, you can join me for the Wednesday Wanger. It's a one-off, don't worry. So thank you once again, and adios muchachos. Thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe,